What's going on, everybody? So last video, I caught a lot of flack off that video. Not necessarily on YouTube because I only have a few, have about 89, 90 responded subscribers or whatever. By the way, subscribe to my page. But I actually posted the raw video on Facebook rather than posting the actual YouTube link. And I got a lot of responses. And it's sad because so many times the response was, she's right. And when you look at the video and look at my part in the video, no one could search out where I said that the woman was wrong for thinking what she was thinking. So I'm going to tell y'all what I've seen over the last 3 years. Alright? The world put us in a position to sit the fuck down. To sit the fuck down, reevaluate life, and reevaluate what life is supposed to be and what life needs to be going forward. Alright? It's happened many times in civilization, many times in human history, where something happened where the world was forced to sit down. Alright? And usually you come out on a progressive end. Alright? But not this time. Alright? Not this time. This time, we actually failed ourselves. We had a whole pandemic that said, sit the fuck down. You got someone that you're close to, sit down and figure out your life. Talk to them. Understand them. Not agree with them, not necessarily agree with them, but sit down, talk to them, and understand them. And of course, we loved on each other a little bit, or whatever the case may be. We may have even made a baby, or whatever the case may be. But we still didn't recognize what the important shit in life was. We still didn't start to talk to each other and try to get to know each other and this, that, and the third. And I see it, man, because we have social media and we have these open forums and all of these things and we have these open conversations. I see it. I understand that people with men, women with men, and men with women, in other words, a woman with a man and a man with a woman, are still trying to figure out women as a whole and men as a whole. Instead of just doing the simple shit of figuring out your man. You had plenty of time to sit down and talk to your man. And it was unbelievable how once the quarantine was up, how many people walked away from each other because they couldn't wait to get back to the world. So, from my perspective, what I saw is simply this, that how you look and your perception to the world is more important than what you are trying to build at your house. Nothing could be more true than the way that we talk about shit now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not an attack on women. This is not an attack on men. This is not, I'm not directing this at no one except everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are from the man's perspective, and I'm going to take a guess on from the woman's perspective. From the woman's perspective, they think that we don't love them, we don't care about them, we do shit to them, and this, that, and the third, and we always do shit to them. We know that's not the world that we live in. But those are the narratives that have been created, those are the narratives that people choose to follow, and those are the narratives that we constantly talk about, alright? instead of acknowledging the fact that we do shit to each other. And from the man's perspective, and ladies, y'all have always been willing to talk. Y'all have always been willing to let us know how you feel. But from the male perspective, here recently, I'll say within the last 5 years, men have started more actively having these conversations with y'all. And it became, after years and years of hearing, you don't make yourself vulnerable to us. You don't talk to us. You don't tell us how you feel. You are quiet. You always holding in your emotions. You're doing this. And now when we talk to you, we realize, and it's funny to us, but we realize that you never wanted us to talk. You just wanted to hear us say something to acknowledge that you were saying something. And that's from the male perspective. All right? So now we have started to talk. All right? Because we saw that the separation between the black man and the black woman was getting way out of hand. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, the problem that we run into is we take general conversations and compare them to personal experiences. Alright? So when your baby daddy treats you a certain way, you don't make a statement about your baby daddy. You make a statement creating these narratives. This is what creates those narratives. You make a statement about men, about other baby daddies, about all baby daddies, as if you've had experiences with all baby daddies, based off the experience that you had with your baby daddy. Dudes do the same shit. You see how I put that out there? You see how I'm able to admit that it is a two-sided street? Dudes do the same shit. Alright? Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is a prime example of what I said at the top of this video. Instead of trying to figure out your man and feel whatever you feel about your man between you and him, and have a conversation, and maybe y'all can iron some shit out, or your baby daddy, or whatever the case may be. Maybe y'all can iron some shit out, but you would rather take your experience and apply it to every man, and then vocalize what's called your truth and send it out to the world. Attacking all men or a vast majority of baby daddies when that's not the case. So the question is, why do we do shit like that? Why do we go through shit like that? We are so confrontational with each other because we think that we have to agree, but you don't ever try to understand the other side. Case in point, the video that I did, I could have listed all of the things that were possible that can happen if she handles herself in the way that she handled it. I could have listed all of those things, but I picked really the top 3 things that women talk about. All right? Ghosting, cheating, and I don't remember the other one at the moment, but there was another one. Oh, treating you coldly. I picked those 3 things. There are a bunch of things. Now, the only thing that I was saying is protect yourself by moving differently. If you have the mindset that you don't want to do nothing for someone, why are you trying to move in with someone? Why are you trying to have kids with someone? Why are you trying to marry somebody? All right? Just be a girlfriend outside the house. Then you don't have to do nothing for somebody. But accept what comes with that. Accept that if this man is looking for a wife and someone comes through and she's willing and able to be his wife, accept everything that comes with you not wanting to do anything for that man. That's the only thing I said. So like I said, I provide solutions. All right? Unlike most people. And people lost their mind on me. I never said the woman was wrong. I never said she was right. Never said she was indifferent. The only thing I said is own your shit. Keep that same energy when it's time for you to ask for something to get done. Keep that same energy. And then hold yourself down. Don't go having babies by somebody that you don't want to do nothing for or commit to. Don't go because you don't realize that it hurts those kids. If something should happen, don't go marrying somebody because then you got to put your life on hold. Don't go putting yourself in a situation where you got to watch a motherfucker pack their shit and you get angry with every shirt that they put in it. Don't do that shit to yourself. But that's why you have a problem with not feeling protected. Because when I say something like that, or when one of us say something like that, you can't believe that it's just communication and someone is trying to protect you from yourself. So what do? You come on there and you start going ham on me. So listen, you create these narratives, right? And those same narratives that you create, the same narratives that men pour into, the same narratives that we create for ourselves as a whole, it puts you in a space where you actually start to believe that it's not possible for you to have. So now it becomes, while you telling us to be this certain person, you telling us to love you exactly the same, exactly the way that you came. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what is the point of me committing myself to you for life if nothing changes? What is the benefit of me marrying you if nothing changes? If you're still going to live like you're single, if you're still going to live like an outside the house girlfriend or whatever the case may be, what is the point? See, what has happened is this world has become incredibly selfish. Incredibly selfish. All right? And we've started to only think of ourselves. So when you're thinking of yourself and thinking of your own happiness, how in the world can you only think of your own happiness? And this is for men and women. How in the world can you only think of your own happiness and expect that to continue when you give someone your ass to kiss when it comes to making them happy? But you want to get married. You want to have babies by somebody. See how I did that? That's not for no man. That's not for no woman or whatever the case may be. Because I acknowledge the fact that we treat each other fucked up. I'm not going in here pretending that my group of people, the fellas, are absent of any responsibility in this shit. Because until you can fully diagnose something, you can never fix it. Until you can turn around and look at yourself, you can never find what it is that's going wrong. Because you are a contributor to your situation. We can't even tell you about yourself. You know why? Because everything we say to you about who you are or who in general and what we see and what you are willing to show the world when you tell everybody your life story on social media, on social media, everything that we see, we can't tell you the truth about what we see, because when we tell you the truth about what we see, it hurts your feelings and it's so offensive because you hold the feelings of the world Like, instead of looking of the world population of women, instead of looking at what applies to you and what doesn't apply to you, you feel the need to come to the rescue of your sister who really truly, if she got into a situation where you have something that she wants, she wouldn't give no fucks about you, and vice versa. But if it's not you, why are you worried about that shit? Why are you worried about what's being said if it doesn't apply to you? See, this is all about fixing home. You can't fix the world. This is about fixing home. If I can't be 100% honest with you, I cannot protect you. If you had a bodyguard, and that bodyguard, and I want y'all to understand this, if you had a bodyguard and some situation went down, and that bodyguard told you to do something in order to save your life, and you do the opposite because you didn't want to do what he did, and you almost get him and you killed, how long do you think that bodyguard will continue to work for you because you wanted to do what you wanted to do? See, when you're asking someone to protect you, guess what you're doing? It's that word. You're submitting to them. It's that word y'all hate. It's slavery, what y'all call it. But when you ask someone to protect you, when you think that somebody should fucking put their life on the line, put their reputation on the line to protect yours, whatever the case may be, however it goes down, when you think that someone should protect you, you submit to that person. And you trust that person to lead you and guide you in the right direction in certain situations or every situation. So how can I lead you if you're not willing to follow? I can't make you. I can't force you. I can't grab you and shake you. I can't beat your ass and make you do something. If you're not willing to listen, how in the world can I lead you? This is why we live separate lives in our households. And see, y'all want to create these narratives and all of these things and pretend that we hate y'all. And yet the one thing that you can't explain in your reasoning is we hate y'all, but we keep coming for y'all. Those two things don't go together. We keep coming for y'all. We don't stop coming for you. So stop lying to yourself. Because obviously we think you're worth it. Show?